All right, hey everyone. We're here today. We'll do 45 minutes of a total body stretch. Really try to work on areas of tension, possibly the shoulders, the neck, and hips. All right, so we're gonna start seated here. We'll start on the ground. Go ahead and get in a comfortable seated position where you have both butt cheeks on the ground, okay? And knees down as far as possible. Let's go ahead and pull the shoulders up, back, and down. So we have good posture as we're sitting here, pulling those shoulders back. All right, we don't want to be slumped. We want to be sitting up nice and straight. And first thing we're going to do, let's just tip the head to the side. Go ahead and get a nice stretch through the side. Now we don't want to pull the shoulder up. We're holding it down. And remember, we're breathing as we move. Go ahead and slowly switch it to the other side. So our core is engaged here, even as we're sitting, and our shoulders are pulled back as we're lowering the ear to the shoulder. Good, one more time each side. Let's go to the left again, and then again to the right. Remember your inhale and exhale as we do that. Now let's go forward and back just to warm up the neck a little bit. These aren't huge movements, just small little movements. So go ahead and tip the chin down, core tight, shoulders back and down. Exhale as you tip the chin down. And then we're going to look all the way up, or however far up is comfortable for you. So go ahead and go to your range of motion, and wherever you don't break your form in your back, okay? The only thing moving is the head. Go ahead and look down. And exhale back up. Inhale down. Exhale back up. Good. Lastly, let's just look side to side. So we're not making sure the shoulders down and back again. We're not lifting, keeping them down. Nice up straight back, side to side. Nice and slow. Inhale and exhale to go to the other side. Inhale and exhale to the other side. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Remember, as we move, we are linking our breath with our movements to help regulate the central nervous system and work on flexibility. So this is what stretching and all of this is all about. Next up, let's go ahead and take the arms up with keeping our shoulders down, okay? Inhale, arms up. And then let's go ahead and tip to the side here. Now I want you to keep both butt cheeks on the ground, right? So we're not tipping big here where our lower body moves. Shoulders are back, arms are up, and we're just moving to the side. You might feel this through the side. We can bring one arm down. I just don't want you to allow the butt cheek to come off the ground. So we can put your right arm to the ground and open up that side. So go ahead and lower the shoulders and go as far as it feels good for you to the right side. Good. We should be feeling this all throughout the side of the body. Wherever you're tight, you will feel this more. Okay? So then let's go ahead and bring that arm back up. Lower the shoulders, straighten the back, tighten the core. Inhale and exhale, come to the other side. If you liked it better here, you can do that as well. This adds more core. Okay? So here we have to make sure we are engaging that core more. Here we can get more into the side if that's what you want to feel. So do whatever works for you. Inhale and exhale, making sure we're pulling that shoulder back. We're not tipping forward. We're pulling that shoulder back as we're moving to the side. So hopefully if you were to think about being pressed between two pieces of glass, you're very flat, if that makes sense. Good. Now let's take those arms up again. Inhale and exhale. We're going to reach to your right and pull your spine a little bit. Let's do a little bit of a spinal twist. Not a lot. We're just starting, but go ahead and look over the back shoulder and inhale and exhale. That should feel pretty good here. Inhale and exhale. Normal movement throughout the day, we don't tend to twist, so it's really good to get some twisting in. Go ahead and inhale, arms up. Exhale, other side. Let's go to your left. Making sure we're sitting up straight. Shoulders are still down. Our both butt cheeks are still planted on the ground, and we're looking over that shoulder again. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Coming back to the center here. Good. While we're seated here, let's go ahead and work into the hips a little bit. Hips tend to hold a lot of tension. So we're going to go ahead and take our right leg, okay? So here's your right leg, and we're gonna put it down, and we're going to try to bring that heel back to the glute, but we want both glutes on the floor. You'll bring the top leg, bring it around, and try to bring that heel to the other glute. So if you have one side shifting up, move your legs to where you have both glutes on the floor, and ultimately you want your knees stacked, but if they're not stacked, that's okay, that's where you're at. Now this might feel pretty intense, yes? If it does not feel good, don't do it. However, this should be getting into your hips pretty good. This is a spot that a lot of tension is held. So we're gonna sit here for a second, kind of settle in, breathe, because as you breathe and inhale, exhale, and relax into this position with a straight back, you'll start to release here in the hips, okay? So this is a great position to just kind of sit in every now and then, get your hips in a different spot. They go forward, backwards, sit, stand all day. We don't really get them stretched out, and we notice we're having these, our knees just can't lift and do the things that they used to do, especially when you try to sit down crisscross and do things like that. So this is a great spot. Now, if you've settled in here a little bit, you can go ahead and hinge forward. If this doesn't feel good, don't do it. But if you are feeling okay, sitting up straight, hinging at the waist and coming over forward might give it a little bit more intensity, or it might just feel good hitting a different spot in those hips. Inhale and exhale. Good. You might feel it releasing a little bit. If you need a little break, because we'll sit here and hold this for just a little bit. Inhale, exhale. Try not to think about the discomfort. Think about breathing into that spot and breathing through it, okay? This is where we gain flexibility, is where we sit through the discomfort. It shouldn't be pain, it should just be discomfort, because our body kind of doesn't move in this way regularly. So it's good to push it through a little bit. Okay, let's get one more inhale. Drop the head. You feel that a little bit more as you drop. Inhale and exhale. Good. Okay, let's take ourselves out of that position, and now let's do the other side. So go ahead and take your left leg in. Now you're going to take that heel to the glute on this side, but keeping the glute on the ground. Okay, then take the other heel to the other side. Now, as you can see, my knees don't stack. That's okay. My hips are a little tight, especially today. This one is one that causes me a lot of discomfort, so if it does you as well, you're in good company. All right, so go ahead and hold here. Try to get comfortable. Think about breathing into the hips and trying to really just settle in here as it, I know it doesn't feel great, but it is a great position to help loosen up the hips. If your knees are spread apart here, that's fine too. We're gonna do one more hip opener after this one. But this one, we really wanna try to get the knees as close to stacked as possible while keeping both glutes on the ground. Good. Inhale and exhale. If you're holding your upper body rigid, pull the shoulders down and back. Try to relax into this as much as possible. Inhale and exhale. Now let's go ahead and take the hands forward, flat back, hinge over, or you can stay the other position, just giving some options. Inhale here and exhale. Let's do one more inhale and exhale. And now let's take our head and drop forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Whew. Shake it out a little bit. So these are great for the hips. Now next, we're gonna come lay your right shin kind of down in front. This is another one that's pretty intense on the hips. If you cannot come here, that is okay. If you can't stack these on top, you can come to butterfly, or you can just have one leg here and work on one side, okay? We're just working on pushing the knees down as we're sitting here. So if you want to amplify that, bring the other leg on top, okay? So I have, my knees are stacked pretty much on top of my ankles for the most part, okay? And it's called the fire log, so you have your two logs sitting here. Now our goal is to not be here, correct? But we can work into sitting up straight and pushing this knee down. This one might not be as intense as that last one, but let's go ahead and sit up straight here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, and then you can bring the hands forward if that feels okay, and kind of come forward as far as possible. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Really let your body come down forward. Okay, let's go ahead and shake that one out. Other side, go ahead and lay your left leg down. Okay, you might find that you're tighter on one side than the other, which I certainly am as well. So that's perfectly normal. Just kind of our everyday tasks and how we do them and how one side might dominate the other. All right, let's go ahead and settle in here. Inhale and exhale. Think about if you're holding yourself tight, let those areas go. Let it kind of relax as you sit here and relax through the discomfort. That's why we're breathing. If you're listening to music, you can put music on and not listen to me at all. That's fine. That helps you relax through all of this. Just do what makes you feel good. Okay, let's come here. Inhale with a straight back. Exhale, hinge forward. You can let the head fall. That feels good. So it feels good to keep your back flat. However it works for you, make it happen. Inhale and exhale. Good. All right, let's walk it back up. Let's go ahead and shake out our hips a little bit. We'll give them a little bit of a break. I know that is uncomfortable. Okay, let's move to the hamstrings. Hamstrings are a very tight area. We haven't warmed up much, so I want you to really go into these stretches very slowly, okay? Don't go as far as you can at first. Breathe into it. Let your body stretch a bit. So first, let's sit up nice and straight here and get the legs out where they're comfortable. If that means yours are slightly bent so you can sit up straight, that's fine. What we don't want to see is a rounded back here, okay? Try to sit up straight. Inhale. As you exhale, let's hinge just a little bit to where you feel a pull. Your first pull, okay? While you're there, I want you to scoot your hips back a little bit and flatten out your back just as much as you can. It might look like this, yes? If that's stretching your hamstrings, that's fine if that's where you feel it, but you have a flat back. Ultimately, we want to get our knees flat on the ground, but if you are unable to sit up straight without bending your knees a slight bit, that's where you're at. So if this is where you're at, let's hinge here and really work on loosening those hamstrings up. You can start to kind of bring one down or just hold here, okay? But we'll sit up nice and straight and hinge forward here to the first pull. Okay, so let's get to the first pull. Hang out here for a second. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Now, I want you to keep a straight back here. We'll round and come into this in just a minute, but I think we need to work into that because we haven't warmed up quite enough. If you're doing this after a workout, that's great, or after you've walked a little bit. Okay, now we've kind of hit that first point. Let's go ahead and do a little bit deeper. So if you can, pull just a little bit further, right? You should have settled in a little bit. Now we can let our back round just a small bit. Inhale and exhale. On the exhale, you should be able to get a little bit deeper, kind of release those muscles a bit. I always like to scoot my butt back because that helps. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Studies show you're holding a muscle group for 30 seconds to a minute to increase flexibility. So this is why I'm talking so much. So we have to hold this to really increase flexibility, to make sure we're working on those muscles and lengthening them, okay? So, and we want to be doing this 2 to 3 times a week to really see an increase in flexibility. And this can be any time of the day, right? We can do it in the morning, you can do it in the evening, you can do it after you exercise, wherever it feels good for you to do some of this. So let's go to our third point. As far as you can here, go ahead and go all the way in to where it feels that you feel that stretch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. So it's very much deep into the hamstrings. Go ahead and sit up straight, roll the shoulders back. Now we're going to take, our legs are still forward. We're going to bring one foot in. So notice this leg is out forward. We just have this one out to the side. All right. I love this stretch. It's a modified hurdler stretch, right? Back in the day in high school, we used to put our leg out here. If that feels good for you on your knee and your hip, you're more than welcome to do that. You can bring that heel to your butt and hold here. That gets an adductor stretch as well. If that doesn't, it's really not good for the knee joint if you already have bad knees. So this is a great alternative, but whichever way feels good for you. Let's go ahead and go there. Now we're going to inhale, bring the arms up, turn towards that leg, and then hinge forward. So this one, yes, we're hitting the hamstring on this leg, but you might also feel it in the opposite side on your back. So go ahead and hinge. Now our goal is to keep both butt cheeks, both glutes onto the floor, okay? We don't want one side lifting up, especially if you have, you're stretching, I'm just demonstrating. Especially if we have the leg back. Our goal is to have both of these sits bones on the ground, okay? And we're hinging forward. So that might be a little challenging. If it's challenging, focus on getting them down and stretching forward. Inhale and exhale, go a little bit further. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you have a sore lower back, this is a great stretch to really get into all those areas. If you think about lower back soreness, there's so much that contributes to that. It can be tight hamstrings. It can be even tight glutes. It can be so many things that are tight that are pulling on your pelvis. All right, so you have to think, it could be upper back area. It can be all of these different areas. So just moving around, seeing where you can loosen and release the pressure on that pelvis. All right, let's go ahead and switch the legs out to the opposite side. Remember, this one is straight out in front, okay? Inhale, arms up without the shoulders going up, and exhale, let's come down to this one, to this leg. Now we're reaching wherever is comfortable, the first point of tension, and then we breathe deeper, okay? So we don't want to go as deep as we can the first time we're coming down here. We're gonna go to where we feel that tension. We're gonna inhale, and then on the exhale, we can get a little bit deeper, okay? Work into it a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale. And let's go down as far as you feel comfortable here. Good. Okay, let's walk back up here. Now let's go ahead and put our feet together in the front. Now, when you bring them closer in, you're hitting more adductor, okay? You're getting the inside of the legs, your adductors. We can start there. Let's bring them in tight And as we're bringing them in tight, you're driving your knees down. So our goal is to push the knees down while sitting up straight, okay? So this is a really good one to stay straight up. So let's go ahead and roll the shoulders back and down, sit up straight on your sits bones and hinge forward here. So this I'm feeling in my adductors. You might be feeling it elsewhere, wherever you are tight. So inhale and exhale. Now in this position with the feet closer in, it's really hard to push. I mean, you can grab the ankles and push down with the elbows on your knees as well. It becomes a little easier as we move the feet out. Inhale and exhale. Good. Okay, now let's slide the feet out a little bit. So this is a little bit further out. You can grab the ankles here, and here's where we can really press into those knees, press them down a little bit. Inhale and exhale. Might be able to drop your head. This will feel good in the lower back as well. Inhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. You can grab your feet as well if you don't want to grab ankle, wherever it feels good. Try to drop that head down. All right, so that was good. Hip, we hit the hip, hamstring a little bit. Now let's move to our stomach, all right? So I want you to come onto the stomach here, however you get there. Okay, so now I want you to put the elbows directly under your shoulder here. Okay, our feet are locked onto the ground, elbows under the shoulders. Now we're gonna roll the shoulders back and just slightly press. So you're not here, right? This is our tendency to stay here all day. So push the chest up. Thinking about pushing the chest forward and pulling your elbows back. All right, you can feel a lot of engagement in the lower back here, in the back in general. We're gonna hold here. Inhale and exhale. Now, you're actively pulling your elbows back, but they're not moving. And you're actively pulling your shoulders down as you're pressing your chest forward. Okay, hands are forward here. This should feel pretty good on the low back, throughout the back area in general. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. As you exhale, we can come back down. All right, let's go ahead and press back. I want you to bring your hands and knees directly below your hips, shoulders directly below your wrists. And we're gonna do a little bit of spinal flexion. So go ahead and drop your belly and your chest is gonna push forward. Remember how we activated our elbows here? Let's go ahead and activate and push forward. So we're here pressing that chest forward and our shoulders are back and down. Okay, inhale here and exhale. Let's round all the way up. So you're pulling your belly up and squeezing, rounding, rounding, rounding. And inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're thinking about creating space in between all your vertebrae in your back. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's take your knees. I want you to open them up just a little bit, okay? Put your big toes together and sit your butt back on your heels, okay? So now you should have a nice space between your knees to kind of walk your hands forward, okay? So our goal is to keep our butt down on our heels, but to walk the hands forward. You might feel this in your shoulders. You might feel it in your lower back. This is a really great lower back stretch. Go ahead and hang out here. You can put your head on the floor. Let's stay here for just a second. And you're thinking about pressing your chest down to the floor as much as possible, as much as where you feel it. Remember, you go to the first point of where you feel that stretch, hold it there, and then you, as you breathe, you get a little deeper into all the stretches. So go ahead and let's come here. Good. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale and exhale. Every exhale you should be able to feel. Try to inhale into your belly. Your belly is in between your knees. Try to inhale into that belly. Feel it fill with air, and then exhale all of it out. Good. Okay, let's take your hands. Let's walk them to the right. Put the left hand on top of the right. So now we're doing a big side stretch. So you kind of feel like your body's a C, and we're keeping those hips, the hips stay flat. We're just moving that upper body to the side and working through the side body here. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's go to the other side. Walk your hands all the way to the other side. Put the right hand on top of the left, and then again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's come back to the center. If you need a little break off your heels, go ahead and roll them around if you need to. Now we're going to do our shoulders. Bring up to hands and knees. Let's twist open on one side, on your right side, and then we're going to put that arm through and press down onto that. So we just opened, and let's press it down onto that shoulder. Now to feel it a little more, press this arm forward and hold here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. So you can bring that arm up, coming back up to hands and knees. Let's go ahead and take the other side, whatever side you started with. Now, hips aren't moving. Let's try to keep the hips straight. Open up here, which is very challenging. And then put that arm through. You can flip it over, keep the palm up. And then if you want to, stretch this arm forward. And we're pressing on that shoulder here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's go ahead and take that hand back in. Good. Now, we've done this stretch before, but we'll do it again here because this is a great stretch to do. We're going to come all the way back down to our belly. This time, we will take our arm and have it in a cactus and put it out to the side, okay? And we're going to roll up. We're going to push our body up and over onto this hand. Now, if it's straight out, it's easier to do, okay? If you wanted to put the arm straight out, that's fine. If you want a little bit more of a stretch in throughout the chest, we're gonna bend the arm in a cactus looking, and then you'll push your body up and over. You might not be able to go very far, that's fine, but roll your body up and over to where you feel that stretch. This is where I'm good at, where I feel it. This is where I feel it, so this is where I'm going to hold, inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Whew. My shoulders are very tight, so this one's very uncomfortable for me. So go ahead and let's do the other side, however you want to do it. If you want to do straight arm out or cactus arm, put it down. Let's go ahead. You can use this other hand to push a little bit and hold. Hold where you feel that tension, okay? You're rolling into that shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's come here to our hands and knees. Good, let's go ahead and sit on our heels here. Now this might be a little uncomfortable. This is a good ankle stretch too. We can stretch out the toes here in a minute. Go ahead and pull the shoulders back and down. Engage the core. Inhale, arms up. Now we're just gonna pull the arms out and press the chest up towards the ceiling. Good, inhale back up. And exhale down. Let's do it again. Inhale up. Keeping the shoulders down. Exhale, press the chest up. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now, let's move into coming to hands and knees again. Kind of push your toes over. Roll your toes over. Let's lift the hips and push the hips up to the sky. Now, if you need to bend your knees here to get your back flat. Our goal here is to not to be like this, okay? Our goal here is to straighten the arms, press throughout the back, and have a nice flat back. If you need to bend your knees as much as you need to, that's fine. Find a good spot where your feet feel good. Let's go ahead and stretch out the calves here. So we're gonna pedal through the calves. Good, that should feel pretty good. The back of the body, our calves do become pretty tight. Let's hold one side and then hold the other side. Okay, go ahead and come up and down. Try to lower those heels as far as you can by pressing up and down. All right, now let's take the left leg or right leg, whichever one you want, swing it forward. Now we're gonna stay in this lunge position. I want you to think about being active here. Our back leg is straight. Both hip bones are pointed in the same direction. You don't have one that's way open. Both hip bones are in the same direction. That foot is on the outside of our hands, okay? Get comfortable here. If that's uncomfortable in any area, that's okay. Breathe through it. If it doesn't feel good, again, don't do it. But we're trying to hold strong here. We're squeezing our glutes and feeling the stretch in the hip flexor, okay? So hold here, inhale, and exhale. As you exhale, we can get a little deeper. Inhale, and exhale. Think about pushing the chest forward now, okay? So our hands are still on the floor. We're pushing that chest forward. If you need to, you can use a block or something to lift your hands up just a little bit and press that chest forward. Inhale and exhale. Make sure this knee in the back is pointed towards the ground. Okay, inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's go ahead and lower that knee. Now we're hitting hip flexor pretty hard here. Go ahead and hold here. So your hips are not back here. We're pressing the hips forward as much as possible to get into that hip flexor. Good. Inhale and exhale here. Good. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do a little bit of a twist. I want you to think about dropping. I'm going to move here so you can see. I want you to think about dropping the back hip down. Let's plant the hand directly under the shoulder. You're dropping the back hip down and pushing through and twisting here. Good, hold here. Inhale. So think about this hip going towards the floor. As you turn and your chest is nice and open, you have a neck, your shoulders are down, and you're holding and breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good, let's go ahead and come back to forward. Let's take up onto that back foot. Let's bring that foot back to here. Pedal out the feet here one more time. And then let's take the opposite leg that you just had and come forward. Good. So again, we're in this lunge position. Okay, so here we have a nice flat back, okay? And we're pressing our chest forward. Good. Make sure the knee is pointing straight down, okay? You can come up to your fingertips, press down a little bit. All right, here, we're pressing through. This is the opposite side. Now, we're pressing our chest forward, okay? And we're holding strong in that lunge. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring that knee down. And let's go ahead and hold here. Feel that really strong in the hip flexor stretch. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to twist and think about dropping. We're kind of turning that back side. And we're opening the chest. Use your knee to press and turn. You're trying to think about getting your shoulders stacked. Not as aggressively as I just did, but turning and getting those shoulders stacked, kind of twisting throughout the lumbar spine. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale here and exhale. Good. All right. Let's go ahead, tuck the back toe under, lift the knee, and we'll come back to here. Good. Go ahead and press through. Now we're going to do a little bit of, from here, we're just going to come forward, drop the hips down. Now, we're not loose here. Holding the back of the body up, and our shoulders are not caved in. We're up and looking up here. Hold here. Inhale. And on the exhale, push the hips back. Good. You should feel that in the calves. Inhale here. On the exhale, come forward. Drop the hips. Open up the chest. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come back. Good. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Hold here. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Think about squeezing your core to get your hips up and back. Okay? Good. Now let's go ahead and walk your feet forward to a seated position. All right. We're going to take and lie all the way down. Go ahead and grab your knees, roll back, and come to a lying position. I want you to go ahead and grab your knees here, hold them in, kind of wiggle them around, hold here. Good, hold here. Squeeze them in as much as possible. That feels really good. Here. Inhale. And exhale. All right, let's go ahead and take the knees to here. Arms out to the sides. And let's go ahead and drop the knees slowly to the right. If they don't go all the way down, that's okay. Our goal is to keep both shoulders on the ground. If you want to put your hand here and hold a little bit, you can do that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Remember to keep your shoulders down. Let's go ahead and bring the legs up, back to the middle, and let's go ahead and drop to the other side, nice and slow. Good. If you have lower back pain, this you might feel significantly. Only go to what feels good. And keep both legs together, unless if you're feeling that too much, you can do one leg. Okay, you can keep one leg straight. This is a little bit more intense. You're getting a little bit more of a spinal twist here versus doing just one leg. So see what works for you. Inhale and exhale. Good. All right, let's come back to center. Let's go ahead and take your left leg down. Go ahead and extend the right leg. Extend it up as straight as possible. We're hitting the hamstrings one more time. Hamstrings tend to be very tight, which then lead to lower back pain. So go ahead and roll your ankle out here if that feels good. Either grabbing the calf, the thigh. You can grab behind the knee, but we don't want the knee to bend. So go ahead and hold here. And we're pulling it back towards you without having that knee bend. So you should be able to feel. If you need a strap or a towel to hold on to your leg, that will work too. So you can have a towel nearby or a strap or something, a band, to grab that leg so you can hold on to it. Our goal is to have our shoulders down, our back is flat against the ground, our pelvis is tilted. We don't have a gap between our lower back and the floor. Our pelvis is tilted, and we are in a good position to stretch that hamstring. So hold here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Good. Now we can switch out our legs, bring that one down. And now we have the other leg up. Go ahead and get your pelvis in the right position so your lower back is pressed to the floor. And go ahead and grab that leg using a strap, towel, whatever you want, and hold here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's bring both knees in again. Nice job. You can roll it around. Let's go ahead and take the left leg, lay it straight, right leg. I want you to try to bring that knee to your armpit, okay? So we're not bringing it straight up. You're kind of bringing it to the side. Let's pull that knee to the armpit and hold here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Now, option, if you want to take and grab the outside of that foot while your knee's at your armpit, you can hold here. You don't have to. If that's too much, just go ahead and hold that leg here. Good. Inhale and exhale. Great. Now let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Bring that knee up. We're looking at pulling it towards the armpit to the side while our shoulders are down. Our hips are in the right spot. Our lower back is pressed to the floor. And we're holding here. Again, option to grab the outside of the foot. So I went on the outside with the same hand. Grab that foot and you can pull it down here if you want. Or you can just keep that knee bent. Here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and roll both, hold both knees. Let's rock side to side here, kind of massage out that lower back a little bit. That feels good. We can go front to back, roll it out a little bit here. All right, let's go ahead and lay out flat. We're gonna do 1 minute of mindfulness, 1 minute of just silence in your brain. Palms up, let the toes splay out, and shoulders down and back. Think about relaxing the whole body, okay? Now what we're doing here, eyes open or shut, whatever you would like. We're gonna breathe here. I want you to count your breaths. When you inhale, count 1. We're trying to breathe into our belly. Inhale, count 1. Exhale, count 2. Nice and slow. When you find yourself getting distracted from your breathing, you start back over at 1. Your goal is to get to 10 without getting distracted. That's a very hard thing to do. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get distracted. I want you to notice what popped into your head and then let it go. Watch it drive away in a car and then come back to your breathing. Okay? So it's kind of a way to clear your mind and to focus on the task at hand, which is breathing. So let's go ahead. I'm going to give you 1 minute of stillness. Okay, let's go ahead and start wiggling your fingers. Wiggle your toes. But you go ahead and bring your knees up. You can grab one knee. Pull yourself up to a seated position. All right. That was our 45-minute stretch. Hopefully you're feeling a little more flexible and a little bit more mindful. Have a great day.